So today, I'm gonna give y'all a tour of the ultimate PC setup that I use for drawing digital art on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok in 2024. Now, I didn't build this PC just for digital art by itself, 'cause that might be a little overkill. I'm huge on gaming, so I did keep that in mind when I made this setup. But with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into the rest of the setup, let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Tonio. I'm a self-taught digital artist, and I go by More Art Digitally across all my social media platforms. All right, so for a little bit of context, I've been creating digital art for about 4.5 years now. 4.5, 5, somewhere in that area. And during that time, I've drawn a lot. Now, for me personally, it wasn't a huge learning curve that I had to deal with when I switched over to digital art. Honestly, I just took everything I knew traditionally, applied it, and it really just enhanced it at the end of the day. Of course, I'm still growing to this day because I mean, that's always the goal, to continuously grow and get better. But even though my art isn't exactly where I want it to be at till this day, I've still had great opportunities as far as concept work, whether that be commissions or collabs with other artists and businesses. I think it's safe to say that my art gets the most attention or clout from my anime crossovers and fusions that I post on my YouTube shorts, my Instagram reels, and TikTok videos. And I only say that because those are the videos that normally go viral, getting crazy views. I'm talking about like millions. Honestly, I think that my most viral videos are the Goku and Madara fusion that I drew on my Instagram, and the Black Naruto that I drew on my TikTok. And I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of keyboard warriors tight about that Black Naruto, but it is what it is. It's the internet, you know. And now that we talking about viral videos, most of my drawings that have gotten millions of views, I drew right here on this iPad. So yeah, don't get the wrong idea and think you need to drop thousands upon thousands of dollars for a setup for digital art. Because to be honest, this is kind of unnecessary. So I transitioned from traditional to digital art around the summer of 2018, but I didn't start posting my artwork online until the end of 2019. Now, the drawing tablet that I started off with was the iPad Pro 12.9-inch second generation, and this is the one right before the M1 chip. But despite it was right before the M1 chip, it's still a great iPad, still a great drawing tablet to use if you just now starting digital art. So I would highly recommend that. And honestly, you kind of get the best bang for your buck if you ask me. As far as software, you got a boatload of apps that you can use to draw with on the iPad, but my favorite apps are Clip Studio Paint and Procreate, but I use Procreate faithfully for the iPad. Honestly, I only really use Clip Studio Paint when I'm drawing on a Wacom tablet. Now, it ain't the best tablet that money could buy, but with what it's capable of, it's definitely competing with some of those top tier tablets out there. Because whether you're just an enthusiast and enjoy the process of creating in your free time, or if you have aspirations of making this into a professional career, trust me, the iPad is definitely gonna get the job done and done right for you, in my opinion. Now, despite how great the iPad is, it does have its limitations as far as resolution, RAM, storage, pretty much everything you need for processing and rendering. It's only capable of so much. And that brings me to my favorite drawing tablet that I have right now, which is the Wacom Cintiq Pro 24. Now, if the iPad not enough for you and you want to take it to the next level, I gotta say that the Wacom is definitely the way to do it. And I ain't saying that just because I'm a huge fanboy of the Wacom or nothing like that, but it ain't too much that this thing can't do. I mean, it really ain't too much that I would choose over the Wacom right now, but that's just me. I mean, unless Apple decides to drop a 27-inch iPad that can handle 100 layers with max resolution at 1200 dpi, then we might have something to talk about. Now, one of the biggest perks of the Wacom tablet for me is that it can handle my preferences for the canvas size that I'm drawing on. Now, most artists typically use a resolution of 4 to 8K at 300 dpi for their canvas size, and honestly, that's all you really need. As for me though, I kind of go a little overboard when it comes to resolution. Now, me personally, I go big or go home. Pause that. But I set my resolution to 30,720 pixels by 17,280 pixels at 1200 dpi, which is pretty much the equivalent to 32K resolution. Just like the iPad, the Wacom has its limitations as well, with that being that it needs to be connected to a PC or a laptop. But honestly, other than that, pretty much good. Now, I would not recommend that anybody work on a canvas with a resolution that high. So unless your tablet and PC setup are built to handle that kind of stress, just save yourself the trouble and don't do it. Alright, so I thought it'd be cool to give y'all a quick little POV of the entire setup and what it looks like when I'm sitting at my desk. So if you've been paying attention throughout the video, you might have noticed that the orientation of the monitors have changed like 2 or 3 times. And that's just because like I'll get tired of them being set up a certain way and I'll decide to take an entire day, rearrange everything, do some cable management, just so I can get a new feel or a new look for the entire setup. Trust me, it really feels like a brand new setup, no lie. Alright, so right here I got 3 monitors set up right here, and I normally go back and forth between 2 different types of setups for my monitors, but with this one, it just gave me that feel like it's just one huge monitor, kind of like the Samsung Odyssey. Alright, so before we get to the powerhouse, the main event, I'm gonna start over here with my little GoPro 10 Black Series, I think this one is. As far as this, I honestly rarely use it. One dope shot that I normally get with it is I'll put it on my wrist and record as I draw on my tablet, and it'll give me like a cool little dynamic shot. Honestly, it's pretty dope. And right here we have the DJI Ronin RS3 Mini Gimbal, and this thing works like a charm to me. I love it. Honestly, I could be using it right now for this video, but every time I switch my lenses, I always have to recalibrate it to accommodate for the weight difference in the lenses. And plus, I think it's dead right now, but it's amazing. All right, so this is the first monitor that I bought when I finished my PC build. It's either this one or the one on the right side, but it's an Alienware 1080 with 240 hertz. It's pretty much a gaming monitor. That's what, I got it for. But honestly, I actually prefer it out of all the monitors that I got. And then right here, we have all my lenses. I have a 10 to 18 Canon zoom lens, and then behind that one, I have the 85 millimeter fixed lens. Right next to that is a 15 millimeter fixed fisheye lens. In front of that one is a 50 millimeter fixed lens by Canon as well. Speed booster, so I can switch lenses on both cameras. And then I have the kit lens that came with my Canon M50 Mark II. Now right here we got the Razer Tartarus, I think it's called. And I know that a lot of people use this for art, but the only thing that sucks about it is you can only use it with your left hand, and I'm left-handed, so I got to draw with my left hand. I would need one for right hand, but I just use it for gaming. That's why I got that Velcro on the analog stick right there, because when I was gaming, fingers were slipping all over the place. But right next to that, I got my mix amp, Astro. Then right here I got some extra headphones, the Sennheisers, and then I got an extra pair of Astros right behind that. And in all honesty, I prefer the Sennheisers. They just sound way better to me. All right, and up here we have another pair of Astros. And this is actually the one that I customized to go with the color theme of the entire setup. But it's I think it's like the A40s or something like that, because when I got these, you could only customize the ones with the wire. You couldn't customize the Bluetooth headphones. And then on that, I have the HyperX Quadcast mic. And this thing honestly has some really good quality. Like, it's not cheap, but it's not too expensive, but definitely recommend it. Now right here, we have a newer key light. I'm not sure that's the right name for it, but turn it on and you can choose whatever color you want to be bouncing off the walls. Add some flavor, stuff like that to your videos. Like, I don't know why, but I go crazy over stuff like this. I guess I'm just a tech guy, but that's all for that. And now we back to the Wacom Cintiq Pro 24. Not too much to say about this. Y'all know I love it. Think it's the best tablet in the world. On to the next one. Making our way up here to the Canon EOS M50 Mark II. I also have a 16 millimeter fixed Sigma lens on here. I have a huge thing for fixed lenses, just because I love the low aperture, and I'm not too, it doesn't bother me to have to move the camera back a little bit or forward a little bit to get things within a shot. But the combination with this camera and lens is almost perfect. It's like butter. Only thing I don't like is that there's no image stabilization. But behind this is my curved Asus 2K monitor that I normally use for gaming. But for the most part, it's always off because I got the camera right here recording my talking heads. But other than that, I love it. And right above that, we got the Asus monitor. And honestly, it's just like a second TV. I normally use it to watch anime and YouTube while I'm working on my tablet. But right above that, we have my logo. And then I got some soundproofing back there. I don't know if it really works, but yeah. Now, right here, we got a wireless Logitech mouse. I'm not too sure what model that is, but it's clean. I love it. It's RGB, white, and everything. Now, I got the SCUF controller right here that I customized when I built the PC. And it color coordinates with the headset and kind of color coordinates with the PC itself, but there's, not all the way. But here we go right here. The main event, the PC setup itself. Now, I built this PC for a little bit of context. I built this PC right around before or when COVID just started. Now I got the EVGA GeForce RTX 3070. Now, I know these are probably going for around like $400 or $500, maybe $600 now. But when I was building my PC, you could not get a graphics card to save your life, at all. So I ended up paying $1,300 for this graphics card because everybody had to pay resale. You had miners buying them up. You just could not get a graphics card. As soon as they would drop on the website, it was automatically sold out. And you would probably get it into your cart, but you would hit refresh or it would freeze, and then you would try to get it again, and it was already gone. So you was just out of luck. And right behind that, we got my boy Kid Buu from Dragon Ball Z. Hands down, my favorite anime villain of all time. I guarantee you, like, that's how confident I am in Kid Buu. I will put him up against any other character in anime, and without any gimmicks or plot armor, boy, Kid Buu is about to wash whoever that is. But anyways, back to the setup. I got a digital display, all-in-one cooler. I think that's from Asus, and above that, I literally just installed some new RAM, because how I was telling y'all earlier, if your PC can't process what you're drawing, your screens will start to flicker, it'll start to go crazy. So I just installed some new RAM. I got 32 gigs of RAM now. As far as that, without going into too much depth, that's pretty much the PC setup. Around the back, we got some extra fans, you know, room for a custom water cooling system, and which I think I might do, but we'll leave that for a later video. But as far as the PC setup, that's pretty much it for that. Oh yeah, and I got some more fans back here so you can see, but I still want to install some more though. Now, as far as the cable management, honestly, man, I ain't gonna lie, I did the best that I can do for what I'm working with here. Like, considering I got 5 monitors and tons of lights and all this camera equipment and stuff like that, like, I don't think that I did too bad to say I got all this stuff on this PC. But yeah. Now, the desk itself is made up of 2 Alex drawers from IKEA, and I think they call these things desktop risers or something like that. I got them from Amazon. And an actual tabletop that I got from Home Depot, which I had no other choice considering all this stuff that I got. With that being said, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who made it this far in the video. And since you made it this far in the video, I would highly appreciate it if you dropped a like. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know what y'all thought about the setup. Share the video, and of course subscribe for future content on the way. Alright, and that is pretty much a wrap for my 2024 custom PC setup that I use for digital art, gaming, and YouTube that may have cost me somewhere around 25K. How could you ask for forgiveness after the way that you hurt me? Whoa, you let me down in the darkness. JP. So don't expect any mercy.